Hello everyone, welcome to ABC Sports Info channel. The race for the ICC World Test Championship 2025 final heats up as India won the Test Series 2-0 against Bangladesh in a dominant way. India breaks many Test records in the second Test against Bangladesh at Kanpur. On this regard, in this video, we are going to present the records set by India in the Kanpur Test and the qualification scenarios for the top 4 teams in the WTC 2025 final. So let's start. Rohit Sharma and team won their second encounter against Bangladesh in a dominant fashion and shut them out of Pakistan, who was whitewashed by Bangladesh last month. Despite 2.5 days being washed out due to rain, the man in blue sealed the victory by 7 wickets. The strategy of Gambhir and Rohit is absolutely brilliant. India's victory in Kanpur was largely driven by their outstanding batting. Rohit Sharma had encouraged the team to aim for a result, whether it means scoring 400 runs in 50 overs or being bowled out for 150. Rohit Sharma has retired from T20, but he can play Test like T20. And what Rohit Sharma and his team did, even the money which we had not spent was recovered. We are blessed that we got to see the most exciting Test match in the history of cricket. Kanpur's Green Park Stadium, the one of India's oldest Test venues, might have hosted its last international match, but it witnessed a flurry of records during the India vs Bangladesh second Test. India shatters records in dominant win over Bangladesh in that Test. Now, let's see the records. Talking about records set by India in the second Test, one is the highest run rate by a team in a Test. India set a new benchmark with a staggering run rate of 7.36, the highest ever in Test cricket history. This achievement broke a 19-year-old record held by South Africa with a run rate of 6.80 against Zimbabwe in Cape Town in the year 2005. Another record set by India is the record of most consecutive Test series wins at home. The men in blue extend their record with an 18th consecutive Test series victory on home soil. Also, India delivered a batting masterclass in a record-breaking display, setting new benchmarks for the fastest team 50, 100, 150, 200 and 250 in a single innings. India set new records by scoring 50, 100, 150, 200 and 250 runs in just 3, 10.1, 18.2, 24.2 and 13.1 overs, surpassing England's, Australia's and their own previous record. Also, no maiden over was bowled in India's first innings, in which they scored 285 runs in 34.4 overs. In addition to team milestones, individual records were also shattered. Ravindra Jadeja became the 7th Indian bowler to achieve 300 Test wickets, making history as the first Indian left-arm spinner to reach this milestone. He also became the second fastest player to achieve the double of 3000 runs and 300 wickets in Test cricket. Meanwhile, fellow spinner Ravichandran Ashwin matched the legendary Muthaiya Muralidharan's record for the most player of the series awards in Test cricket, with both securing 11. Also, King Kohli became the fastest player to reach 27,000 international runs in just 594 innings, surpassing Tendulkar's record of 623 innings. Alongside these records, young Indian opener Yashasvi Jaiswal broke Sunil Gavaskar's record for most runs by an Indian under 23, scoring 929 runs in 2024. Gavaskar had scored 918 runs in 1971, the highest by any Indian batter in a calendar year before turning 23. However, Jaiswal racked up 929 this year, with more matches still to come. Lord's, the iconic stadium of London, hosts the 3rd edition of the World Test Championship final. The one-off test will be played at Lord's from 11 to 15 June 2025, with 16 June available as a reserve day if required. With Sri Lanka attaining the 3rd spot after winning the series 2-0 against New Zealand, the race for WTC final heats up. let's see the point table of WTC 2023 to 2025 cycle. Last year's finalists, India and Australia, have been the top two teams in WTC 2023-25 cycle so far. India solidified its top position with a 2-series win against Bangladesh, and the defending champion Aussie remains on the second spot. However, both heavyweights will be playing a 5-match test series starting November this year, which could finally determine the top two teams on the WTC point table. With Sri Lanka and England placed on the third and fourth spot respectively, it will be an interesting run of games which will decide who will be the contesting for the WTC next year. Talking about India's chances of qualify for the WTC final in 2025, Rohit Sharma and team are favorites to reach their third WTC final. Earlier this year, a 4-1 series win against England and a recent 2-0 win against Bangladesh at home have left the man in blue requiring just 3 wins out of the remaining 8 games in order to confirm their spot in the final. After the ongoing 2-match test series against Bangladesh, India will face New Zealand at home in a 3-match test series and travel to Australia for the Border Gavaskar Trophy in November. India remains as one of the top contenders to reach the final at the Lord's Cricket Ground in July next year. To keep their percentage above 60, having qualified for the WTC 2023 final with 58.8, the Indian team needs 63 more points. This could be achieved with 5 wins and a draw. Now, talking about Australia's chances for WTC 2025 final, the defending champion face a slightly challenging task, needing at least 4 wins from their remaining 7 matches to get the chance to defend their title next year. Australia will play India in a 5-match test series at home, followed by a 2-match test series in Sri Lanka. In the case of England, they have only 5% chance to qualify for the WTC final. England have played 16 games so far, winning 8 and losing 7. They recently secured a 2-1 victory in a 3-match test series against Sri Lanka at home. They have 6 more games remaining in the game, and due to their horrible start to their campaign, they have a monumental task of winning all 6 games in order to make a case for the final. After their loss to Sri Lanka in the third test, they now need to win all 6 of their remaining test matches and hope for some luck. Their last 6 games are going to be away games against Pakistan and New Zealand. And in the last, if you're talking about how Sri Lanka can qualify for WTC 2025 final, their recent test wins against England and New Zealand have propelled them to the number 3 spot in the WTC point table. Now, Sri Lanka will have 4 tests remaining against relatively stronger opposition. They will first tour South Africa for a 2-match test series later this year. Sri Lanka will then host Australia for 2 tests, leaving them to play 5 more matches in the World Test Championship. However, realistically, that is a tall task. South Africa have also been a tough country to tour, especially for Asian teams, with only one side from the continent, Sri Lanka themselves in 2019, winning a series. Sri Lanka have visited the country once more since the win in 2021, but went down as 4-0-2. For now, though, Sri Lanka's chances are firmly in their own hands. If India and Sri Lanka qualify for WTC 2025 final, then it will be the first time in WTC history that 2 Asian teams take on each other for the title. Thank you for watching this video. See you again. Goodbye.